little late. Actually, early, but I'm late. Let's see what's happening here. I'm looking at my OBS window, and the most amazing thing is happening, which is pretty much looks like everything is in the green. Cheers. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you're having a great one. I mean, it's pretty normal. Pretty much a regular Monday is what it is. Basically, I just have to do prep work for my actual day in the office tomorrow. Full day in the office tomorrow. Yeah. But, you know, it's Monday. I'm working from home today. So I can take a little break. I do have a meeting later in the afternoon. Got to prepare for, so I have kind of a hard cutoff time today, which, you know, it happens on Mondays and Wednesdays. Pretty normal, actually. So, thought I'd start streaming and, you know, do a little flying around. We're going to do some big brain games. We're going to take a little break. And then I believe it is Ken's Piano Lounge day. So I'm going to take the piano down from over there. We're going to rip it down and slap it down right here in front of my desk. And just do the regular Piano Lounge oeuvre for you today. Oeuvre. This is the starting up screen for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So let's see. I want to recap yesterday a little bit. Yesterday, we were flying all sorts of really modern. We flew a helicopter, and then we flew this super modern, futuristic electric hybrid / drone / plane flying aircrafts. The ATIA, which is really fun. I did enjoy it a lot. But as you know, as you guys might know, my favorite things are the vintage aircraft, the really old ones. Although the helicopter and the really modern, cool ones are fun too. It is what it is. So we're definitely not going to fly anything modern or crazy today. That's for sure. It's just for me to fly around a little bit, have fun trying to start up a plane. The fuel cutoffs, we did that. I tested. I did simulate all that stuff because I have a 787 in the game. So yeah, we found it. You know, my opinion, even in the simulations I did, even one fuel cutoff switch was enough at that point to really make it hard to fly that plane. Unless you got the gear up. Yeah, avoid B-52s. I hear that. B-52s don't have. Hey, listen, no backseat driving, all right? Listen, if I want to ram into a B-52, damn it, and that's my idea of a good time. You know what I mean? All right, first thing I got to do, again, I don't plan anything. So we were flying this really fancy electric airplane, but I want to fly something that's got a more of a vintagey feel to it. You know, this Magister is real kind of unusual. It's very French. And I haven't flown it in a while. Let's see if I'm pretty sure we can cold start it too. I'm pretty sure I remember how to do it. Yeah, really. Yeah. Chat's telling me what's allowed. Yeah, that'll be the day. I hope you're having a great day, by the way. And if every now and then I'm going over a Kick. I got my Kick window up to see if Moon Girl is on though. I don't know if you know who she is. On Kick. You know Moon Girl on Kick? Ooh. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, today's an unusually cool day here on the West Coast, so I'm wearing my jacket. It's not normally like this in July, but I'm taking advantage of it to have the windows open, get the natural air conditioning flowing through, and something like 68 degrees out. Normally, it gets out in the 80s and 90s this time of year, and we're just happen to be an unusual cool thing. I guess there's weird weather all over the country. Oh yeah, what's the picture we're gonna? I mean, the livery? There's some really wild ones in here. You probably haven't seen this one before if you haven't been here recently. The tiger meat. Can we do tiger meat? There we go. Tiger meat. It's got a tiger on it and this tiger striping stuff. It's pretty fun. All right, where should we fly? Anybody have any ideas? Anybody have any ideas at all? Toss them out. Toss them out. I can go look at this globe. We can spin the globe and go anywhere in the world. It could be even nighttime and we could start there. You know, these late afternoon flights in Europe have really been kind of a vibe. Because the sun's going down, you get a lot of. How about Marseille, Provence? It's a very pretty area. I haven't been there in a while. What's this here? 5,000 feet of concrete, a small runway. That's what we'll do. Hey, if anybody has another idea, though, we can always do a second mission today. All right, but whatever it is, it's my fun time to. Oh, you know what I forgot? I need to bring my little throttle quadrant over here and nail it onto my desk. But yeah, as I say, if you see anybody I know who has golden locks streaming on Kick, let me know because I have other monitors. And I can kind of. So this is my throttle quadrant here. that's got 3 levers that you can control, and they can be programmed for different planes. And then down here you have 3 rocker switches, which is actually 6 push button switches, and those can be programmed. And even for individual planes, you can have different settings for different planes. It's a little tricky, but this really makes, in addition to having a joystick, you could play Microsoft Flight Simulator with a beautiful Bluetooth controller. That's actually the very least you need is a Xbox controller or some kind of joystick controller. But then I also have this throttle, which is very handy. I haven't mentioned it so far today, but I have a freshly poured glass of Diet Coke. Just came out of the can. It's really, let's try it. I have no idea what it's going to taste like. I still have no idea what it tastes like. It tastes like Diet Coke, man. Nobody knows in this world. Nobody can define it. All right, this plane, okay, yeah, let's check out, okay, first of all, we get this late afternoon sun, very almost sunset, right before sunset. Beautiful time to fly. It's the real time in Europe and the real time weather I've turned on. Very unusual looking plane, the Fuga Magister. Some of them they're still flying, although there recently was a crash of one of these where the pilot died at an air show in France, I believe. And there aren't that many more of these flying. So I don't think these are going to be flying in air shows too much longer. But it's got those 2 jets. It's very, one of these early 50s designs, what we call a tandem seating arrangement. Let's go inside and see if we can figure out how to start it up, because that's not necessarily easy. It does have all these kind of, this kind of system here that lets us, turn on the wheel chocks, the covers. We don't need the covers on. Hey, yeah, I'm a little early today because I have a fixed shut-off date because I have a meeting at work. It's a Monday. I'm working. It could trigger failure. I don't want to trigger any failures. What do we got here? Aircraft state show antenna. So it's kind of tricky to open and close the. It's possible from inside the cab to open and close them, but it's a lot easier from here. So you can close the cabin there. All right. There's a lot of switches here, and some of these are important if I remember correctly. These are all closed. That's the starter, but we don't need the starter yet. First, we got to find the master power, which I thought was in front of here actually. No, yeah, master power is here. Battery, alternator. We can turn these instrument powers on. Pitot heat, I don't think we need right now. Let's see, that all looks good. Is this locked? Yeah, it's locked. Okay, throttles. I'm controlling those throttles with my analog mechanism. So I'm just cracked here. About cracked right there. We're almost ready to start up. The key thing to start them is these down here. These levers are the fuel, and they're set to cut off. And then those little red buttons are the ignition buttons. And the reason why is because these are manual, and these engines don't have an automatic start system. So how they start is you turn off. Let's say you want to start the right engine. You turn your fuel cutoff there. We're gonna turn the starter to right, which is listed as droit. We are going to wait for it to come up a little bit on the engine meter there. It's one of these. You hear it, I believe. That's the starter. Yeah. Okay, so the right starter is spinning the engine. The ignition is not on yet, so we don't have fuel. But now that we get to here, right engine, ignition on. And that will start up our right engine. It's kind of a unusual starting sequence. So we want to wait for the right engine to come on fully. You can kind of hear it spinning up. You see there under there, whatever that is, and that temperatures are stable. All right, so now we can switch off. Okay, this is already off. The start comes up. All right, back, same things here. We turn the fuel on the left engine, but not the ignition yet. Turn the starter on to the left, or gauche, as the French like to say, apparently. So anyway, so I figured what must have happened yesterday at the end of yesterday's stream. It got really choppy. I mean, it's Paris, but really choppy. All right, we're spinning up the left engine. We got to remember to turn the ignition on for the left engine. It's off currently. Once it gets to about here, you hit. There you go. Ignition on. We should see the left engine start spinning up. We got the right engine at 36%. Let's see if it'll start spinning up. There it goes. 6%, 7%. That's above beyond. That's as much 6% as much as the starter gets you to. So what I had, the only thing I really changed, and the only thing that's really a big overhead, but that's a really pretty shot right there. The only thing that's really no, that's too close. The only thing that's really big overhead is streaming, because I'm using the same GPU to stream, and it's doing all the compression work to make the bit stream that you eventually see. And what the thing about what I had turned on is enhanced broadcasting from Twitch. What that does is it does multi-stream compression. So compressions at multiple ratios on a single on my computer. And I'm going to make a long story short. The long story of the issue is that turning on enhanced broadcasting didn't give me 1440p viewing or any kind of enhanced look. It just made my computer do more work. So I turned it off. I think that will help with that issue where it suddenly gets so framey I have to restart the game. Like that very rarely happens. And the only thing I've changed is turn on that enhanced broadcasting. So I turned it off. It doesn't do anything. I'm still broadcasting at 1080p, basically the same bit rate on YouTube. And we'll see in the future if something changes. Anyway, do I have my radio on? Yeah, I do. Okay, let's trim ground and get out of here. I don't know. Depart straight out seems good to me. All right, we're buttoned up, right? We got all that things down. Everything's down. All right, this plane needs a ton of trim, like takeoff trim, like I would say about 28% trim. That's normal because it's got a lot of, because the V-tail and the lack of elevator means it's very front weighted. I could do that. Acknowledge taxi clearance. We're going to fly. This is in Marseille.
Hold short runway tree 2 via taxiway. KNSH 9er 9er 9er.
All right, where does it want to go? Okay, that way. We'll go this way. All right, a little power. My parking brake on or off? Oh, my parking brake's off. It's not. This plane will not blow your socks off with power, especially on the ground. It's a jet. These jets are. They take a while to spool up, and plus they really don't get a lot of power until you're already at speed. But again, I wanted to fly something that had a real vintage feel today. Tomorrow we're going to, excuse me, sir, you're in the way. Tomorrow we're going to, we'll probably fly or not tomorrow, but Wednesday we'll fly definitely fly some kind of vintage single-engine propeller craft. Can fly a lot of jets. Okay, yeah, flaps to mid position. I don't know why they're full there. Did I do that? I don't know. Maybe I did. Oh yeah, I probably did. Alright, this is pretty much the start of the runway here. It's just a really cool plane to fly. It's one of my faves. Of course, they're all my faves. They're not all my faves. Okay, we're not... Okay, no, but they want us to go to the end of the runway and turn around. Let's do it. Hey, Cy, it's good to see you. How have you been? What's new? What's new and improved? This is Marseille. It's a beautiful, beautiful late afternoon in southern France. And we're taking advantage of the fact that I randomly chose a place. Actually, look at that. Look at that windsock. Okay, why is it having us take off? Okay, okay. I'm saying the windsock is sideways. All right, that's fine. All right, we're gonna go to the end, and we're gonna turn around here. We'll take off on runway 32. Yeah, 32 is what it wants us to take off on. But anyway, thank you for showing up. Thanks for showing up on YouTube. As again, I'm trying to emphasize YouTube. Although the more I think about it, the more I think I just can't see myself not streaming on Twitch. So for the foreseeable future, until I kind of think things over a little bit more, I'm just going to keep things going the same way. Especially since, I thought one of the things was they were going to eventually, they might eventually allow me to try the high resolution. Okay, this is where we're going to take off from. Right here. We're getting ready to take off. To the tower, request takeoff clearance from Clarence. This is what it looks like from here. It's a little framey, but as soon as we get off the ground, we should be fine. Okay, yeah, approved. All right, so you want to give it full boost here on the boosties right here. So full power. There's the throttle. Let it come up. Let the RPM come up though before you let go. Okay, there we go. Acknowledge takeoff clearance. I messed up. I messed up. I was not watching. I forgot about the side wind. We'll be fine. I messed up. We're fine. Forget about that takeoff. We'll make a good landing. All right. Gear up. Something weird about the flaps kind of setting themselves to full without me really commanding them. Anyway, you need a lot of this positive trim, and that just barely keeps the nose up, but at least it does. All right, once you're in the air though, and get some speed. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have those air brakes up. Oof, I didn't. I forgot. I haven't them hooked up to that window. Okay, that makes sense. All right, now they're down. They're not super effective. The wing, the air, yeah, the air brakes on the wings. All right, so we're heading west here, but I want to head south. That's where the ocean is. That's kind of the water direction, I think. I think that's where Marseille is, but I don't know this terrain very well. I don't know it very well. One thing about flying directly into the sun is it kind of makes it hard to see anything, so I don't want to do that anyway. But it sure adds to the shadows. All right, we're going to follow this major road. Looks like it's going to go somewhere. Almost like a kind of, looks like an area with a lot of sand dunes, like a sandy area, which could be. We're not that far from the ocean. Sometimes sand gets really far inland. Welcome to the chat room. Did I just disconnect from the chat room? I don't see any drop frames. Oh, a little more speed, a little more power. All right. A little more boosty. There we go. There we go. You want to maintain right around 160. That'll give us plenty of speed. That's what it looks like on the left wing. To the right wing, a lot of sun, nice and bright. I guess it's a nice day. Let's see what live weather says. If it gives us the information. All right, it just says live weather. No, it doesn't say much. Live weather. I am leaving your airspace. Well, that's what we're doing. We're flying around a bit. Ike. Is that what they call it? AIX? Alright. So yeah, I'm taking advantage of the fact that it's summer and this is live time, so it's beautiful. Not, by the way, not all of Europe is beautiful in July. You can see a lot of it is cloudy and raining. Not necessarily cold, but very, very damp. So but I found this part of France seems to be pretty sunny. So, and you know, it's definitely a part that people flock to for their vacations. Okay, now we're getting some speed going. That's too much speed. You gotta watch your airspeed very carefully. You'll get going too fast, too slow, if you don't. Like any plane. Let's see, if I look at my overall flight planner here, will this kind of show me where I am? Okay, yeah, I think most of Marseille is actually kind of to the left, this way, to this side, but I want to check out this bay here. Actually, this might be it, mostly. There's a bunch of stuff over that way, which we'll check out. We'll fly that way. But it'll be a nice day, and we're gonna see a lot of nice shadows and effects from various buildings and three-dimensional objects. I'll get a little lower here. I suddenly want to fly too high. I want to fly at the right altitude, where everything looks moderately realistic. There's another freeway, so we know where there's a lot of city activity coming up ahead. There's a pretty major city up here, I think. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's Marseille. This is what it looks like down there. There's your golf course. I think it's a golf course. Actually, no, that's a cemetery. They look different. Hospital Nord, Marseille. So this is North Marseille, and we're traveling kind of south. So yeah, that confirms that Marseille is that direction. Kind of cool. There's a little hilly up here, which is always good for those nice shadows. Oh yeah, there's the freeway. We should follow the freeway. Always like you should follow the freeway, especially at low altitude. People in cars love it when you do that. Here's what it looks like from here. It's actually not as good unless you stick your nose out like that then outside for seeing things. But that's all right. We can skip around. I do enjoy both. This whole traffic structure has lots of three-dimensionality to it. We're in a kind of a gorge here. Yeah, so I think basically, yeah, there's a bunch of these. This is the major freeway. These are various different off-ramps for different parts of Marseille. And we're beautifully flying nice and low in my Fouga Magister, which is, I believe, again, is a French plane, so it's appropriate to fly around France. Everything is labeled in French, at least. So yeah, it's a fun to play. Cheers, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your Diet Coke of the day. See if there's any sights to see up ahead. What's that red light mean? The red light means pitot tube is off, right? I guess in normal operation it likes you to keep it on, but we're not going to be freezing over. I just want to see what this is up ahead here. There's a little sight of interest. Looks like there's a couple of them. There's some kind of velodrome. That's where they bicycle. But I think this is... Okay, so there's Marseille here. This is basically the port here. I think there's like a castle that overlooks everything. We'll check it out. We're going to put our magical parachutes on. We're going to stop time, put our magical parachute on. That's a way to increase immersion. As I like to say, make sure we stay in the realistic part of the world. That's a pretty... a lot of yachts down there. A yachts. A yacht of lots. Whatever. All right. It's the Notre Dame de la Garde. The garden... Notre Dame of our garden. Check her out. I think I've seen this before. All right. What we're going to do is put our magical parachutes on, dive out of the plane, get nice and low, and check out this little point of view. Notre Dame de la Garde means, I assume, or does it mean... I don't know exactly what it means. It's not garden. It's jardin is garden. Maybe it means Notre Dame, like the fortress of Notre Dame, like a guard, like, because this is built like a fortress, and it isn't a good place to have put a fortress. Like you had cannons, you know, facing you had the high ground. Pretty though. I mean, but obviously has a. It's not a cathedral shape either, which makes it interesting. You think Notre Dame would be a cathedral? This is clearly a fortress, I think. Right? It looks very military. But it's beautiful. Oh yeah, we get some sun coming down in the background here. The sun is setting as we speak. Wow, that's a vibe. All right, back in the plane. Oh yeah, and then this beautiful gold statue here of the Virgin Mary and the child and baby Jesus. There you go, Virgin Mary and baby Jesus. I'm guessing. I mean, unless you think it's someone else, I don't know. All right, back in the plane. Use your magical parachutes to ascend and re-enter the do not go into the jet intakes, please. Excuse me. So we have a cruise ship, but there's something over here I want to check out. Oh, the velodrome. So let's we'll be riding our bicycles around the velodrome. I don't know if that's a possibility, but we'll try. Look at all these like condos. And this looks like kind of a nice place to live, Marseille. A basilica. So a basilica is more of a, it's hard to describe. I think it's a building that has both religious and military uses, you know, or defensive purposes, I believe. There's like an amusement park down there. But here's the velodrome, which looks pretty impressive. I mean, compared to other buildings. So let's check it out. I mean, maybe we could actually go inside and see, like, if there's, like, like those tracks where the bikes go back around and forth. You know, I would like to go around in the velodrome and the bike, but I'd use an electric bike because I'm a cheater. All right, stop time. Everybody put the magic parachutes back on if you took them off. I didn't tell you to take them off. Yeah, it says velodrome, and this is clearly not a velodrome. This is a soccer stadium, folks. I've seen velodromes before. And I've seen soccer stadiums before, and that's a soccer stadium. Maybe it's convertible, or maybe like the velodrome is over here. No, that's not a velodrome either. I don't know, guys. It said velodrome on it. There's velodrome, and a velodrome is. It says okay. I guess it's just the name of it. It says it's called the Orange Velodrome. I think it is a soccer stadium, but and it's not intended for bicycle use. But they call it a velodrome to make it sound cooler or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not. It's intentional, like they know. That's my only theory. Because otherwise, it's a beautiful stadium, but I expected something where you could, bicycles. And it definitely says Orange Velodrome. This is France. Okay, it's not orange. It's orange. All right, so there's a whole bunch more stuff up here. We got a school. Or some kind of circuit here. That's almost like dirt racing or something. I'm not sure what. Horse racing? It's not symmetrical. See a racing track quite like that. Maybe some kind of track and field. All sorts of stuff. That's what I like to look for. All right. So I think we've checked out Marseille. Well, actually, no. I wanted to go up the coast to the west, because I think that's where there's actually a lot of more like resorts and stuff. The only issue is we might be hitting this into the sun issue. Okay, so there's the velodrome, quote unquote, and there's the Basilica, Notre Dame de la Garde, and those both kind of overlook the city of Marseille. Well, now we can say we've been here. I think I've been here. Oh, there's the train station. Okay, first of all, train station, but more importantly, your engine carousel, right? What are those where they have the engine house, and with the carousel. God, I love those, especially as a kid. Looks like they have two carousels. There's one in the engine house, and there's one just used to reverse cars over there, just to turn cars around it and switch cars in. I just think though, engine carousels are cool. And there's something, they seem very European. I'm sure they're in America, but for some reason every European city has one or two. All right, that's the Basilica. Okay, this is Marseille. Maybe we head up kind of this way. We won't be heading right into the sun. I mean, eventually it'll set. Yeah, as I say, I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on with the train station. This is a train station. But again, very, very unique. You know what I want to do though sometime is I want to hit up Moscow. We haven't been to whether we say go behind the Iron Curtain, it's not quite as detailed. Like the buildings just don't look as good as someplace like France. And you got to remember, the company that makes this game is French. They're gonna, they want France to look good, and it does. Like all of France looks really good. But there's definitely a lot of cool things in another train station in Moscow. There's a lot of iconic. There's Moscow University. There's Red Square. There's a lot of cool stuff to see. We haven't been there in a long time. Another big ass train station. That one looks more like commercial. I'm sure there's commuter stuff that goes on there. More cool buildings. Looks like we've got a cathedral down here. Here's our sort of a waterfront freeway here. We're gonna come in low in the Fuga Magister. Fuga Magister, just a great sightseeing plane, and also it handles and performs very, very predictably. Once you've flown it a bit, and once you understand the trim requirements. As we lose fuel, we are using a lot of fuel. As we lose fuel, you can kind of reduce the large amount of positive trim, but most of the time you're flying around on a lot of positive trim. But then, it's normal for this plane. Gotta get used to it. All right, what's over this hill? I think there's an airport. There's a lot of airports around here. But this one over here, LMFL, is a nice big one. It's got a long, long runway. I think this might be kind of the main, this is the main Marseille Provence commercial airport. I'll find that, check it out. It might be a fun, interesting airport too to look at. And it's right down here over this hill. I mean, we're basically right here. We don't have a ton. The one thing I've noticed about this plane is that it does seem to guzzle the fuel. So even though we started with 50%, we've already used 20%, and we're not really not gunning the engines or anything like that. We're going to start reducing power here. The tricky part is I don't know this airport very well, and we're flying into the sun. But I think we're about to. Here, about to start to want to transition, drop gears coming out. One thing I do like about the gear, first of all, tricycle, and it's nice and wide. They're nicely positioned, so very stable on the ground. Okay, one thing I can do is, if you notice on those things, there's three things poking out at the top and bottom of the wing. Those are the air braking systems that help slow you down. And I can control them very finely, like put a little bit out or a lot out using my right analog control. And that's good because you kind of want to keep the engines going. Less More power. 115 is about the slowest you want to. Oops. Go this way here. Slowest you want to land. Is it the only tricky part, and this happens in the real world, is you're landing into the sun. Get a little slower now. A little bit of wing slow down now. A little less wing slow down. Oops. Just, you know, make slow, small corrective moves as you need. Don't panic or do anything strange, and the plane will handle fine. And it'll land quite easily. It's, you know, got to stick your face out to really see what's going on, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, to me it's kind of distracting. I'd rather land from out here. We got a little side wind, but it's not too bad. 111. We got the flaps at the middle position, which is fine for this landing. Reduce power a little bit. But not too much. Got a plane coming on. We're cleared. We're not cleared, but I don't care. It'll be fine. We're not cleared. Clarence didn't clear us. Supposed to land it way down here. I'm thinking. Okay, it wants to waggle around the thing because of that crabbing effect. It's fine. All right, let's get off this plane. Let that jet take off. It's loaded with people. They're pissed off. You can tell. Good landing though. There it goes. There they go. We're gonna watch them take off. See, we didn't stop you guys. Kind of a cool image. Sometimes this game impresses you with the imagery. Like yesterday when I was flying around the helicopter and I landed, and the trees next to where the landing zone were like really rustling, like in a really realistic way. I was like, this game's got some. I did not expect some random effects like that. All right, so we're gonna open the. Hold on a second. Get rid of this. Where's my EFB? We're gonna open the canopies. Okay, we'll do them the hard way. The hard way is you open the lock, and then you reach back behind you, and you click this thing here, and that'll open the front canopy. Good enough. All right. It just looks great like that, though. Of course, I always love any plane that has a realistic canopy system and the sound effects. Great plane. Yeah, I don't know if I won't be streaming a long time today because I have a hard cutoff point at 1 p.m. and I do want to play some piano. Due to a relatively last-minute meeting. It's not at 1 p.m., but I got to prepare a little bit for it because it's in that group, which is fine. As I say, let me just say my job is not stressful, and just leave it at that. It's not really what I would call a job that anybody would consider high. It doesn't require a lot of my attention. But enough that keep me interested. And this meeting that we're going to have, I think I probably won't end up getting any adding anything to. All right, we're going to land over where it says to park over here. Looks like there's a guy who's waiting for us. It is just these beautiful late afternoon. Actually, I think we should try even flying a little later, like after the sun goes down. Maybe not this time, but soon. All right, that's a parking job. That's not the guy with the things anyway. Pretty plane. All right, we got to take a screenshot. We got to take a screenshot in the sunset here. Let's see if I can find something that looks good. This livery. Okay. All right. By the way, I can control those things on there are this very unusual wing operated wing brakes, right? It didn't seem to. Okay, so if you do, yeah, I have to be in the plane to operate them. But basically, what that means is I have this control here, and I can smoothly control in, out, just a little bit. And I guess it's a realistic feature. You can kind of see how they kind of rotate in and out on the top and the bottom, like that. It's kind of a very unusual system, but those just help slow you down when you're in the air to reduce your speed. Like most jets, they're very fast, and for landing to slow down, you need something that will slow you down even more than flaps will, especially if you don't have leading edge flaps or anything like that. But I've never seen that design before, but it's really cool. All right, yeah. So let's see. Out of the plane. Right, we're gonna take a little screenshot here. I want to make sure I get my face. So maybe we'll be on this side. We're gonna get the tiger. Ah, that's a screenshot right there. Here, don't look aside, sir. Perfect. Okay. All right, but as I was saying, I wasn't saying, but now I'm saying, okay, to shut down the engines, it's a little different. It's similar but different. You just turn these like that. That shuts off both the engine, the fuel, and the ignition. So now you can turn off these. Turn off your instruments. Yeah, I don't have time today. We'll do one Wednesday. Because I'm on a time fuse, unfortunately. I still want to do my. I have to do the big brain games. But I do want to do some more of those. There's like a million of them. The zombie episodes. I thought the zombie episodes were good, so I want to make sure I have time to appreciate them. But so maybe we'll skip those till Wednesday. They're short, but and so I could do one or so. But I want to do, if I'm going to do them, I want to do a couple. Okay, the engines are shut down. Turn down your battery. So, but I did like the zombie ones. That was really that's a creative idea as opposed to just what if there was a bunch of infighting or what I mean. Now it's turned off. A gorgeous plane, the Fuga Magister. A real plane too. I don't think any of them were ever painted up like this, as far as I know. But the actual plane does exist. Certainly, it's used as a trainer. Excuse me. All right. As I was saying, because I need some Diet Coke. Thank God I have some Diet Coke here. Monday's a work day for me, and this is not work. This is fun. So so I am going to have to kind of keep things moving along a little more than normal. But hey, once we're into the Friday streams, that's when we can kind of sit and do 2-hour streams. Okay, so I'm moving myself into just chatting. Give me a second here. I want to get out of the game. Well, at least from what I could tell, it did not go into framey mode where nothing was visible. And I think that's because I'm not doing that enhanced Twitch broadcasting in my OBS. So I think that's a good thing to not do, if you know what I'm saying. Hold on a second here. All right, so I gotta do the big brain games today because they're kind of something I have to do. I don't have to. I just want to. Okay. But let's just get right to it. It takes me about 10 minutes to complete this suite of daily brain teaser style games, and I do them even on the days I don't stream, and have for a long time. We got the Quirtle. Follow along if you want. Boy, we got Snail again. Did we get Snail a lot? And then this one here is got to be Pinto. That's what people should do. Look, if you're an e-girl, you don't, you know what I mean? You don't have to have a plan necessarily except to look good, have a nice backdrop, have a good quality camera. But no, for anyone else, you need to integrate anything else things that you're doing already during your day. But that could be a lot of people. There's people who do cooking streams because they cook every day. You know what I mean? And I think that could be good. You have to have a good personality. You know what I mean? You still have to have other things beyond, I'm just doing things I do every day. But you have to start with, what your routine is and just make it a routine and then just make going live part of your routine, which I do. All right. We have an EAST. I'm going to guess feast on the lower right here. Let's see if that one's right. But the F wasn't up. Okay. The last one's always the hard one. All we know is there's an E. But let's see. What could it be? There are no other vowels. So it could be multiple E's. But what could it be? It could be Kneed. Kneed, which is a word that I happen to know. All right, we're moving along from normally, for a while I was doing 2 of these Quirtles, but Oops. Actually, we are doing Corolla because Monday we do the weekly challenge. All right, let's just do the weekly. The weekly challenge isn't any harder than the regular game. It's just once a week. So let's just do it since it's Monday. And then we'll do revealed. Hopefully it won't be too crazy hard. That's the one. Okay, okay. Upper right, it's got to be brisk. All right. Don't try to play faster. Okay, we got all 5 letters on the upper left. STUENP. But what is it? I think it's going to be setup. SETUP, right? Does that fit in there? Yeah, it does. It did set up there, fit in there. Wow, it could have been setup, and it's not setup. It's an anagram of setup. It's upset. It's the other one it could have been. Upset. That's funny that they're both anagrams, and they were both legal with all the clues I had. I like that kind of thing for some reason. I mean, I don't mind. We have extra ones. Okay, SP something. SP, okay, it has to be spoke on the lower left. We got all the letters there. And this one here is probably going to be, well, it's got to be PATCH. Excuse me, H. All right, now we're moving on to the revealed. Yeah, I mean, I think they're fun hobbies. But yeah, okay, animals and nature. 5 letters and 5 letters for a total of 10 letters. I hate these. Okay, the blank, and that's the genus. That's going to be the name, the Greek base name. Is any blank of a blank of blank, blank, inhabiting blank of blank to blank. Thought to be the blank or blank. Is that going to be first or second? Why? I don't understand some of the redactions. Blank or blank, next to the blank. The, and then there's another kind of probably a animal name. The blank has been frequently blank as a blank in blank and by blank throughout blank. The blank is blank similar to blank, possessing a blank, other. Oof. All right, let's similar to, let's reveal this one. Oh, that's not useful. Cephalopods. Okay, a cephalopod is possibly a squid. Could it be a giant squid? Could it be a giant squid? It could be a giant squid. I'm pretty good at this game, by the way. The giant squid. Blah, blah. Okay, so I needed some clues. Species is useless, but cephalopod is extreme. If you know what a cephalopod is a very handy thing to know. And if you don't know what cephalopod is, all you need to remember is the movie Men in Black. I'll leave it with that. All right, let's see the results. I required 2 reveals and 1 hint. Other players, there's your squids there. Other players, there's your calamari. 3.5 reveals and 1.0 hints. They did pretty well, but we did better than the average, which I like to do. All right, let's move on to the tightrope trivia game. That's a timed 9 question trivia game. Mondays are supposed to be the easiest ones. We'll just find out. It's timed. You got to get them fast and right. You got to get them right. I mean, I knew right away it's Elvis. You just got to read quickly. Blah, blah, blah. But these should be easier. 3-letter breezes is SPF for sunblock. Sun protection factor. Solar. 1 regular size. Walt Disney, because 1939, yeah. Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Cute. That was back when they were really Landboy Germany. That kind of thing I know. That's an easy one too. The following is a common use of a beaver's wide flat tail. I think it's this one, slapping water. Yeah, I don't think they did any of those other things. I guess I know something about beavers. Small wheel. I think it's roulette. I mean, it's small wheel. President 1,000 before Navarro was Cuba. Huh. I didn't know that, but that's easily guessable. All right, we only have 2 left, so we'll probably cross it. Viscous. maple syrup of those. Yeah, this is the Monday quiz. You should be able to get all these. Spare, no, spare author, spare Prince Harry. I did not know Prince Harry spare. That was wow. That was kind of I did that was complete out of nowhere. Still, I got over 2,000 points because of the speed. In fact, we got the Walk-In Encyclopedia, the second highest ranking. You don't, but still, I consider that a complete and utter loss. All right, let's move on to the last two games. You got to get all 9 of them to be a win, but that's fine. You don't win them every day. That's why when I do win them, I'm like, yoo-hoo. You know what I mean? This I win every day, so I don't even care. But this is what we call the warm-up. It's just like the Quirtle, except you have to solve 8 words at the same time. So let's see. Some of these are going to be real easy. Spiny on the lower right there. Then we got, hey, Samantha, how you doing? Aloha. Hope everything is well. I got a meeting like at around 1. Well, it's a little after 1, but I got to prepare for it. So I'm going to do these. We'll play that. I'm going to bring my piano out. There will be some piano playing. So I'm going to try to just kind of do some mellow, not too much talking or singing. What do we have here? This is, okay, lower left, cast, C-A-S-T-E. We got all the words, all the letters there. There's a bunch of words I haven't even seen, but we're just going to do the easy ones here. This one in here is going to be, most likely, a lower right is going to be pesky with a K, I think. Oh, good, and the K is actually used somewhere else. That's nice. This one could be frank or drank, so it could be a list on the left there. We're going to wait. Let's see here. This one here, we got Mary, maybe, because it can't be mercy. Right? I think it's got to be Mary. Yeah. All right. Because there's no C. We still don't know if that's Drank or Frank. Let's see here. This one here. Well, it could be a couple things, but I'm going to guess watch. I mean, hey, it happened to be right. Okay, upper right here. Let's see here. Could this be learn? Yeah, it could be learn, upper right. Probably is. Oh, one of those situations. Oh, couldn't have been learn. All right. All right, fine. Could it be renal? R-E. Yes, it can be renal. All right. Hey, we got extra guesses. So we can still win it. We got 2 guesses to guess this last one. It still could be drank or frank. We'll try drank. But if it's not drank, it's going to be frank. It was drank. And we had another guess. All right. Last game is the hard Quirtle, what I like to call the hard one. It's called the rescue. They call it the rescue. I don't know why they call it the rescue. But I don't get to use my starting words. It picks 4 at random. So the 8 words that we got to guess are random. But look, P-L-U-M, but not plump. So it's plume, right? P-L-U-M-E, which is important because we don't have an E anywhere else. That E was pretty critical. Let's see, what else do we need here? Hopefully some others here. We still also, this could be plate, P-L-A. Could be plaid, P-L-A-I-D. Oof, that could be a lot of things. This could be, we're just going to guess banal on the lower left. Yeah, I'm good at this game. All right, let's see. Up here we have A-N blank Y. And it could be, let's see. Can't be fancy because no F. Could be A-N-N. Okay, oh, it is A. Sorry, it's A-N-N-Y. So, but it's not going to be Danny. That's not in there. Canny is in there. C-A-N-N-Y. I'll go for it. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, here is something. Oh, no. Okay, it's began. We have upper right. We have all the letters and all the required positions. This still could be plaid. P-L-A-I-D. Let's just try it. A-I-D. You only live once. It wasn't plaid. But see, the point is we needed the I and the D. So it was a strategy word. Oh, let's find something that we think we can get here. Okay, we have a G to place and an I to place. It could be INGE. So, but it could be tinge or hinge. Tinge is a word, unfortunately. Oh, we're going to guess hinge. It's not necessarily hinge, but it was hinge. We're getting lucky here, so we might actually complete today's rescue. We have to go all these right to complete it successfully. It's a hard one. So I'm liking for here, lower right, I think we have all the letters. Is there an H in it? No, I guess there's no H in it. Oh, no, there is an H in it. So it's while, W-H-I-L-E. We have all the letters and all the positioning. That one was easy. This one's going to be hard here on the right. We know where the L is. There's an A and an O, and that's all we know. Oh, well, we know where the A is. No, it could start and end with an A. It can't be allow because there's no W. A, L, and then there's an O somewhere after that. It could be a lot. A-L-L-O-T, because we haven't used T yet. Let's try it. All right, a good feeling about that. All right, last one. Again, P-L-A, but then we don't have any other. We always use the A and the L and the P. So it could reuse the P-L-A or the L. It could be play. Let's see what this could be. Okay, it's definitely. Oh, it could be plaza. And that's a good hard word, right? Yeah, I like it. We won today's rescue. I really get excited about with the rescue. As I say, most of those games I win, not necessarily it's all about scoring. But this game, either you win or you lose. I get about half of these. Try it yourself. This is a hard game. I'm experienced on these 5-letter word solver games. It's funny. Don't we normally get ads at the top of this page? I guess they've decided that they're not going to serve me ads anymore. All right. Well, I'm gonna try. I gotta finish by noon, or sorry, by 1. It's 12:12 here. Gotta finish by 1, so I gotta get to the musical section of the day. Hopefully Wednesday we can stretch out a little bit more. But I'm dying to play. If I don't play the piano, every day, that's a problem. Okay, somebody's got to pay. And that's me, and that my skills will start going down. And I don't like that because I like to play the piano. All right, moving over to the musical category here. Let me do that first. Switch over to music. Done. I got to undo my little throttle body because it interferes with the piano when I move it over here. All right, that's good. I'm moving my mic around. I'll do all my different stuff, but in the meantime, I'm going to put my mid-roll on. this set up here. Oh, here, why didn't that not work? Did I mess that up? I did. Oh no, I didn't. There's the right one. Very good. Check one, check two. Reverb, wrap up. Turn the reverb on. Okay. You can kind of hear me. That's good enough. All right. We're in the musical category. We got, oh, gotta do this. There we go. I like it about right here. Set my camera up. I'm just checking to make sure everything was good for switch over to Ken's Piano Lounge. And what is Ken's Piano Lounge? First of all, it is powered entirely by Diet Coke. There's plenty left here. You know, there's quite a bit left, actually. More than half. It still tastes like absolutely Diet Coke. I don't know what this is. Ken's Piano Lounge. It's literally a piece of paper. Okay, it's not nothing. I have to turn that mic off. Oh, it's muted. All right. It's just a piece of paper with songs on it. California. Some Cat Stevens songs I rarely do anymore, which I should do though. Like Shine. Trust nobody, trusted even less than words. Until I found somebody. Hold on a second. Until I found somebody, there was no one I preferred. My heart was made of stone, my eyes are only misty gray. Until you came into my life, girl, I saw everyone that way. Until I found the one I needed at my side, I think I would have been a sad man all my life. I think I see the light coming. I think I see the light coming through me, coming to me, giving me a second sight. I've done this one in a while. So shine, 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 shine. That's a hard song. I used to walk alone. Every step seemed the same. Until I found my home, there was no one left to blame. My heart was made of stone, my eyes saw only misty gray. Until you came into my life, girl, I saw everyone that way. Until I found the one I needed at my side, I think I would have been a sad man all my life. I think I see the light coming. I think I see the light coming through me, coming to me, giving me a second sight. So shine, 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 shine. Anyway. I don't do. I used to do a lot more Cat Stevens songs, but and I should do more. I used to do The Wind on the guitar. I gotta relearn that one. It's a great song, The Wind. I played them all. All right, let's get back to the regular song list, which usually starts with "Say a Little Prayer," Natalie Cole version, a little back rack. it's not right place. There we go. It's just getting adjusted. Hold on a second. Did I do not do this again? Keep not forgetting to not do this. Hold on 1 second here. I'm forgetting to mute the speakers on this. I'm getting forgetful. Now I got it ready. It's all set now. Hello, how you doing? Thank you. Welcome to Ken's Piano Lounge. Hope you enjoy your stay. We do this quite a bit, but just sit back, have a nice drink. I personally am having Diet Coke because it's only noon and it's 12:30 and I go back to work in half an hour. But if you're in your European time zone, you might have it a real piano lounge feeling. Flash dance for you. Next time, this is a classic lounge song. It's called, well, it's not like a song. If you're a lounge piano player, you should be able to play it. It's called Girl from Ipanema. Close enough. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple songs by Todd Rundgren. In case you're wondering, who is on my shirt? Okay, that is Todd Rundgren. Not if you care, I don't even care about it. This is called, that one's Just One Victory, another Todd Rundgren. So this one's called Too Far Gone. this one. Oh yeah, and I've been adding drops of Jupiter by Train to my little repertoire. Because eventually I'd like somebody to sing it with me, but maybe not. That might take a while.
Drops of Jupiter by Train. Let's do a little, switch it up a little bit. I'm going to sing a Steely Dan song for you. It's called Hey 19. If I remember, let's find out. Way back when, in 67, I was the dandy of Gamma Chi. See things from Boston, so young and willing. Moved down to Scarsdale, where the hell am I? Hey 19, no we can't dance together. No we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Hey 19, that's Retha Franklin. She don't remember the Queen of Soul. It's hard times with falling, the soul survivors. She thinks I'm crazy, but I'm just growing old. Hey 19, no we can't dance together. No we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Cuervo Gold, the fine Colombian, make tonight a wonderful thing. The Cuervo Gold, the fine Colombian, make tonight a wonderful thing. The Cuervo Gold, the fine Colombian, make tonight a wonderful thing. Hey 19, no we can't dance together. No we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Yeah, let's do that. Probably my oldest doing that. I have 3 or 4 songs. I loungified version of those. Let's get to the heart of being a lounge piano player, being able to play Misty. Paul Williams for the Carpenters coming up. Do a little show tune here. It's called Blazing. It's the theme from Blazing Saddles. About 10 minutes left in my set before I run into my hard ending. So we'll do a few more standards. some of my favorites. For some reason, this is my favorite song that I sing. To certain people, they always seem to get excited about it. It's called Secret Agent Man. There's a man who leads a life of danger. With everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. With every move he makes, with another chance he takes, odds on he won't live to see tomorrow. Beware of pretty faces you may find. A pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say. Don't give yourself away. Odds on you won't live to see tomorrow. A secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. You're sunning in the Riviera one day, bleeding in a Bombay alley next day. Oh, don't let the wrong word slip when kissing persuasive lips. Odds on you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. Look out, it's an agent man, secret agent man. This mysterious life you choose is a deadly game. Secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. Look at it, it's an agent man, secret agent man. This mysterious life you choose is a deadly game. It is what it is. Moving the camera magically using the automatic. Is this electronic pan and tilt or digital, effectively? Starting to tear down my setup a little bit. Turn off the reverb. Okay. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. All the people, a lot of people stopped in to say hi. So many people. I don't want to name you all, but I got a first time chatter and a follow, which happens several times a year, so it's not that exciting, but it's still pretty cool. I did my we flew around a bit, had a short flight. I do have a 1:30 meeting, which is in 35 minutes, which is plenty of time, but I want to prepare for it a little bit and get my shit together. I'm probably just gonna be listening and taking notes. I don't think there's anything specifically that they'll be asking me. It's a development meeting, not important. But I'm a full-time employed bank robber. I mean, software engineer for the bank. As I like to say, I'm a bank robber. I just work from the inside and very, very, very slowly. But don't tell them I said that. No, just keep that between you and me. Just between you and me. Don't tell them I said that. Okay. Anyway, I haven't told you which bank I work for. See, actually, it's possible to figure it out. All right. So, So the remaining part of the show is this little closing part, so people know they don't get shocked when I just hit the I'm out of here button. It always bugs me when there's certain streamers I can name, Mistress Mord. Certain streamers who I'm not going to name right here, Mistress Mord. I'm absolutely not going to call them out. Oh, I'm not wearing their Mistress Mord shirt. Who are very abrupt in their stream. They're streaming for 7 hours and suddenly they go, "Gotta go, bye," and you see them reaching for their phone. They're out of there. It's jarring. I like to give people a chance to know that the show's over and then get the hell out. They don't have to, they can leave before I do. You know what I'm saying? I still think that's a good thing. If you're in a piano lounge, you want to leave before the piano player. You don't want to wait for him to walk out and then be sitting there going, "There's no more piano music? Who's going to play the piano?" You know what I mean? You want to leave before the piano player does. See what I'm saying here? In fact, I like that analogy. It works for me. All right, Wednesday is the next planned stream. Will hopefully be Wednesday. I don't see why not, but who knows? And after that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that kind of deal. Fridays a week. If the day starts with a T, I do not stream on that day. It makes it so easy to remember, right? I'll have those printed up on business cards. All right, I gotta go, but I'll see you guys next time.